Hi guys, Crafty Kim here, and today I have 4 DIYs for you that are literally trash to treasure, things that were going to end up in my recycle bin. So I really hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. For the first DIY, we're going to be using this Diet Coke bottle. And the first thing you need to do is decide how tall you want your planter to be and cut along that line. And using a utility knife or X-Acto knife, you can start cutting the bottle and then just use a pair of scissors to clean up any lines. And I found this cool technique by using an iron set to linen. You press the soda bottle onto the iron and it melts the top, creating a smooth finish. You can turn this planter into any animal. I chose to do a pug. Using the color Moss by Waverly, I'm giving the soda bottle 2 coats of this paint. I mixed Truffle and Cashew by Waverly to get a lighter brown for the body of the pug. And now just using a black acrylic paint, I'm going to fill in the eyes and the ears and then do some of the details by outlining the muzzle, and I also end up outlining the body. And then I add a little bit more details to the eyes. I didn't record that part, but I just did some white parts to the eye and then added little black pupils. And here I'm just adding a coat of Mod Podge to help from any scratches. I ended up adding a little bit of twine to the top, and I just think it turned out so adorable. And I made this for my son to put in his room, and we're going to buy him some seeds to plant when we can get to the store. He's obsessed with pugs, so of course he absolutely loves this planter. Again, you can make any animal. I've seen kitties and pigs and cows. It was really fun to make. And this would be a great project to do with your child to give to a grandmother or mother for Mother's Day. For the next project, you're going to need a coffee mate container and some jute twine from Dollar Tree or whatever you have on hand. And I'm just going to remove the top of the bottle with my utility knife. Then just using my scissors, I trimmed around it, and I did kind of make it a little uneven so that it looked more realistic, like a vase. I used the same iron technique. I didn't record that part, but this is what it looked like after. Now I'm just going to give a coat of, well, a couple coats of the white Waverly chalk paint, and I only do from the ridge down. And then for the top of the bottle, I'm using Steel by Waverly. I wanted it to have like a speckled look, so I'm using a toothbrush and just painting on the black paint and then flicking with my finger onto the bottle. So now we need to create holes for where our jute twine is going to go, and the top holes I did 1 inch apart. The bottom holes I just kind of eyeballed and made sure to put in between 2 of the holes on the top, skipping over 1, and you'll see when I draw a picture with my finger here in a minute. And then, so I used my X-Acto knife to start the hole, and then I used a screw to kind of go through, and it made a very nice hole. See there, I just showed you that you're going to skip over 1, and so on the bottom row, it'll be every other one. So 10 holes for the top, and then 5 for the bottom. Then just using my Mod Podge, I'm going to give this 1 coat. So to start the twine, I put it through the bottle and tied 2 knots on the inside, and I'm just going to add a piece of tape to the other end so that it works easier to put through the holes. And the first hole I'm going to put it through is in the top, and then you pull it through, and then you just go over to the side right next to it and come back out and then back down to the hole where you started. And you just kind of keep repeating this process around the bottle. So now we made it to the end. So I'm just kind of using my fingers to push down the knot on the inside. This is where we ended, so we just want to make sure it's nice and snug. And now it's time to start adding the twine that's going to kind of weave in and out like a basket. So same thing as before, go inside and tie a knot to start, and then add a piece of tape to your other end. Now to see how long I needed it to be, I wrapped it around the bottle a few times to see how much I needed and cut it off so that I didn't have too much twine to work with. So I started at the top of the bottle and I'm just going around going over and under every other piece of twine. And then, do as many rows as you want. I worked my way down until I met the white part of the bottle. And once you reach the end, just pull it through under one piece of jute and then down through the hole and tie a knot inside the vase. I ended up adding a little jute bow, and I really love how this turned out. It has a beachy vibe. I added some Walmart greenery. Who would have thought that this was a creamer bottle? For our next DIY, you need this little trivet plate from Dollar Tree. It's in the candle section. And then we're using the top half of that soda bottle that I cut earlier. My mom had given me all these wooden pieces for free, and I'm going to use that big ball you see in the middle there as the top of this project. And then I'm also going to use some of these butterfly stickers that I got from Dollar Tree, and then some flower moss that I had from Dollar Tree as well. And you'll just need a stick from outside. So I gave the trivet 2 coats of white chalk paint by Waverly, and then using the same iron technique, I'm going to take the top of the bottle and we're going to do the bottom of the piece and also the top where the cap was. And now using the color steel, I'm going to dry brush this over the little plate. And I did end up painting that wooden ball white. And now I'm going to add the gray to that as well. And you just need to grab a stick from outside. And I'm going to hot glue that to the middle of the plate. And now I'm going to hot glue the wooden ball to the top of the bottle. So to hide the seam where the ball is, I'm going to add a piece of jute cord. You could use rope from Dollar Tree and then just, unravel it into the 3 pieces. And I'm adding the moss to the plate. I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to add our butterflies to the little branch. And here I decided to add a piece of that jute cord to the bottom of the bottle as well. Okay guys, so I almost didn't add this to my video today because I wasn't too sure about it, but after getting some opinions from my family, they really liked it and my son really liked it, so I put it on my windowsill in my kitchen. And it does add a little pop of color, which is nice. I think it would look a lot better if the bottle was completely smooth, so I do recommend that, but I do enjoy it. And for the last DIY today, I have been saving all of my toilet paper and paper towel rolls, and we all know how precious these are. And I kept thinking of something I could do with them and came up with this idea, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. The other thing I'm going to use today is this sign I got from Dollar Tree. This is the same sign I used with my bunny in my one of my previous videos, and you can go back and see that if you'd like. I'll link that below. And I'm using the same technique with the contact paper that I also had from Walmart, this wood contact paper. And then I'll just need some Dollar Tree craft sticks to hold them together. So the first thing you want to do is cut your rolls and flatten them out. So I just kind of rolled them the opposite way so that they were nice and flat. And then you want to draw a 6-petal shape flower and use that as your stencil to do the remaining pieces that you'll need. So these are the pieces you'll need to make a rose. 6 different pieces, 1 through 6 petals. In the first petal, you're going to roll like this, and now I'm showing you how to attach the 2-petal piece. And then each piece is pretty much the same. You just add a little bit of glue and attach it to each end. And I did end up using hot glue after this, and I found it was a lot easier. And then just using your fingers, you can bend down the petals to kind of make them look like they're curled. And using hot glue, it's time to put our rose together. So take the 1 petal, insert it into the 2, and then the 2 into the 3, and so on. I decided I wanted some white roses as well, so just using some white Waverly chalk paint, I gave some a coat of paint and then put those together. And I did some with just 3 or 4 of the pieces so that they weren't full-size roses. Now it's time to get our sign ready, so I'm just pulling the ribbon off of the back, and then I took them outside and sanded all the glitter off, and now I'm just sizing the contact paper to put over the top of the 3 pieces. So I used some hot glue and put the craft sticks on the back to hold the 3 pieces together, and I gave it 1 coat of white paint because I wanted that wood grain to show through, and then I took it outside and sanded it down for a rustic look. Using a scrap piece of poster board, you can use cardboard or whatever you have on hand, I drew out a vase shape, and now with the color silver, I'm giving it 1 coat, and then I'm going to go over it with a combination of black and gray for a darker gray, and then I'm going to use the color silver lining. This is the same technique I've used in all of my galvanized looks in previous videos. And now just using a ruler and some of my black acrylic paint, I'm going to add those black lines to the vase. Now to give it a rusty look, I'm using my burnt umber and just dabbing it around the black lines and also the edge of the piece. So just using some hot glue, I'm going to hot glue that right to our wooden plaque and then start gluing on some leaves. These I had left over from flowers from Dollar Tree, and then you're just gonna glue the roses wherever you'd like them to be. I made this little tag with leftover paper towel roll, and then just taking a piece of jute twine, I'm putting it so it looks like it's coming from behind the vase, and I just used a little bit of hot glue, and then I tied the tag on. I wrote "Live Simply," but you could certainly write anything you want, and then I just hot glued some twine to the back as a hanger. This is my favorite DIY. I really love how this turned out. I think the paper roses are so pretty. And you could even write "Mom" on that little tag and give this as a Mother's Day gift. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I really hope you enjoyed these projects, and I hope everyone has a great day and a happy Mother's Day as well.